Have your children grown up and left the house, and suddenly everything feels too quiet? You're supposed to feel proud, happy and free, but instead, there's a kind of emptiness you can't really explain. And most people never talk about this honestly. After 50, many people go through something unexpected, a silent emotional shift that nobody prepares you for. For decades, life was built around your children, your routine, your responsibilities, your identity, even your sense of purpose. And then suddenly, that role changes or disappears. The house is still there, the life is still there, but something inside feels different. And no one really warns you about that moment. This is not just sadness. It's a psychological and neurological adjustment. Your brain spent years focused on care, responsibility, planning, and constant emotional engagement. It was always on. When that structure disappears, your mind doesn't instantly know what to replace it with. And that's where the feeling of emptiness comes from. Not because something is wrong with you, but because your system lost its main focus. This is why many people experience things like a quiet emotional numbness, a lack of motivation for things that used to matter, and a strange feeling that life has slowed down or paused. But most people misunderstand what's happening. Instead of recognizing it as a transition, they try to fight it in the wrong ways. Some people over-focus on their children's lives, trying to stay emotionally attached to the same role they had for decades. Some isolate themselves without realizing it makes things worse. And others try to fill the gap with distractions, TV, scrolling, routines that don't actually give meaning. But none of that solves the real problem. Because the real issue is not loss. It's lack of structure. Your brain needs structure to feel stable. It needs rhythm. It needs direction. Without it, even normal life can feel empty. So the solution is not to go back to how things were. That chapter is over. The solution is to rebuild. Start with structure. Give your week shape again. Even small things matter. Walking at the same time every day, trying new environments, or creating simple routines that are yours, not tied to your children or past role. Then, reconnect with parts of yourself that were ignored for years. Not as a parent first, but as a person. Ask yourself a simple question. What did I stop doing 20 or 30 years ago that used to make me feel alive? Reading, learning, moving, creating, meeting people, anything. You don't need a dramatic change. You need consistency. Another important shift is relationships. Not depending less on your children emotionally, but changing the nature of the relationship. From dependency to adult connection. From control to respect. And finally, something most people avoid, accepting that this is not an ending. It's a transition. Empty nest syndrome is not the end of your role in life. It's the beginning of a different one, a quieter one, a more independent one, but also one with more freedom than before. And if you understand it correctly, this period of life can become one of the most meaningful you ever experience. Not because everything is perfect, but because for the first time in decades, it becomes yours again. You are not losing purpose. You are changing it.